Why do you think personality is so important to be like, obviously to be the face because it's like the translation to the
Mhm,
audience, but
mhm.
why do you think personality to be considered like the goat of something is so important?
Business. Listen, your skill set and your accomplishments, that's very, very important. Nothing matters if you don't have that. And I get that part. But we try to veer away from what sells, or the importance of selling. And I just think it's stupid to do. Because if the people that cut the checks are thinking about that, what makes you think you get to ignore it when you're the one cashing it? It's just not smart. And I think that, you can use the election that just took place as a prime example. Well, you had Kamala Harris, and she was playing the Beyonce song with Kendrick Lamar, "Freedom," and all of that, and you was talking about women's rights and Roe v. Wade being overturned, and it's about our freedom, freedom of choice, women's rights, et cetera, et cetera. And she got bum rushed during their election. Why? Because people said, "I'm concerned about my wallet,
Yeah.
and I'm concerned about our borders." Period. Those were the primary two things. And then, and when you hear people complaining about cancel culture or woke culture and all of this other stuff, that's just a roundabout way of getting to the core of the problem. The core of the problem is that that's giving folks a license to get rid of us for any excuse under the sun. Teachers get suspended because of the wrong pronoun or something like that. And, people ain't trying to hear that. That all comes, but no matter what you point to, it all comes back to money. If you're thinking about the borders being flooded, and over 12 million immigrants coming across the border illegally, what are people thinking about that before? Because you're thinking about the fact that all of these folks are coming over here, and if they're here illegally, then it's the taxpayer dollars that's paying for such and such.
Yeah.
So again, that comes back to money. And then when you're talking about inflation and the cost of goods, when you go to the supermarket, the price of gas or whatever, that comes back to money. It's people that try to make it unpopular to point out the fact that in the end everything comes down to dollars. But that's the world we're living in. When you think about Ukraine and Russia, what do you think that's about? Now, I mean, you may not be able to say that with the Israeli-Palestinian conflict because that's been going on for decades. We understand that.
Hmm.
But why the involvement of other nations?
Yeah.
Because of money. So at some point, it always comes back to money. When the dust settles and you just scrape it off, it always comes back to dollars and
It's true.
cents. And then so because I'm like, if that's the reality, let's stop running from it. And if it applies to anything, it damn sure applies in the world of sports. It really, really does. And when you show up and you show the ability to make other people money, suddenly they love you.